And again, before we jump right into the healing part, I do want to address some of the challenges that you personally and ministerially have faced because you are becoming truly kind of the advocate representing a lot of the priests in the Catholic Church. How do you kind of deal with all of the negativity that might come your way simply because you're trying to stand up for the gift of life? What do you do?
Father Leo, this is an important point, and I seek to deal with it compassionately. I don't take things personally because I know that a lot of times when people are objecting to me, they're not really objecting to me. They're very often objecting to some misconception that they have about the pro-life movement or about our ministry, or sometimes they're objecting to their own fears. I find a lot of people who oppose us, they've got their own pain. They're often speaking from a place of pain. And this includes, within our own church, people who should be our colleagues, who should be cheering us on, and we cheering them on. Sometimes there's a lot of misunderstanding. And there's also very often a lot of, I was just preaching about it today, I call it snapshot thinking, where, people will get, especially for people who are like you and me, we're very much in the public eye. And so when people think about us, they may be latching on to, one moment when they heard us say something or one headline, about us in an article, and they form an impression, and it's like a snapshot. But we've all got to learn in our spiritual and interpersonal journeys to let people grow beyond the snapshot. Don't ever put people in a box. And I think it's when we put people in a box and we sort of freeze in our mind our impression of them, that's very unfair, because people are always bigger than any one impression we have of them, and people are always growing. I mean, if they're at all open to the Lord, people are always growing. We have to give people room to change, and so I look at any kind of friction or tension or opposition always from that vantage point. That, look, if people want to, I'm an open book. And I always say to people, if you have a question, if you have a problem, please, let's talk. Let's talk in open dialogue. And that's how we deal with folks, both who are within our circles of the church or the pro-life movement, and also those on the other side. I've had over the years many fruitful relationships and dialogues, even with key promoters of abortion and even with abortionists. And Father, it's just applying that same, that same attitude that in our church, we often hear today with Pope Francis the word accompaniment, and it's very much that. Let's see what this person really has in mind, and let's try to accompany one another on this often very complex journey of life.